Hey everyone, I hope you're having an amazing day. This is FC with CappersDirect.com here to bring you guys your first look preview into Bellator 292 that goes down this Friday, March 10th in San Jose, California. But before that, let's do just some minor housekeeping. We won't take long. We won't take long on this whole card. We have some bangers and we won't take that much of your time. But last event, guys, it has to be said, we killed it. We killed the card. It was the fight. And we also killed the max fight pick. The max fight pick was on Jenna Bishop, the newcomer that was fighting over there in Ireland. Everyone thought I was crazy for picking a female fight. Everybody thought I was crazy for picking a newcomer. Everybody thought I was crazy for picking the American that's flying over. But guys, she dominated that fight, made it look easy. So make sure that you guys are on this card, which because we swept the one before last, we swept the whole entire card. It was stupid how many underdogs we hit. Plus 200s, plus 170s. Last fight, we killed the fight as well. We killed the card, and then boom, we killed the max fight pick one more time. We're going to do the same thing for Bellator 292. We're going to be going into your main event and your main card first against Usman Nurmagomedov versus Benson Henderson. That's going to be your main event for Bellator 292. Let's get into your breakdown right now. All right, so let's get into your main event breakdown for Bellator 292. We have Usman Nurmagomedov versus Benson Henderson. Let's look at the Usman side first, maybe. I mean, it's kind of a squash fest. Usman Nurmagomedov is coming in here 16-0. He's the number one seed in this lightweight Grand Prix. And as you guys know, with any tournament, the number one seed normally gets an easier path. You know how it goes. So Usman Nurmagomedov is coming in here, 24 years old, 5'11". He's a minus 2,000. He's a guy who likes to come out here. He likes to strike long, likes to stay at distance, and then eventually looks to get you to the ground and submit you with some different chokes because he has long limbs and he can do some of those things. He has those submissions in his back pocket, but he has wrestling for days. Now, we can look at the Benson Henderson side. Benson Henderson is on a little bit of a resurgence. The guy is 30-11. He's lost a ton of fights. He's 39 years old, almost 40 years old. He's 5'9". He's talked about retirement a few times, and then he trained very heavily for a fight and won against a guy he wasn't supposed to beat. And then he comes out and he ends up beating Peter Quilley. And the Bellator sort of like, okay, like maybe we can put Benson in this tournament and have a name that goes out there and fights Usman Nurmagomedov, but it's not working. I mean, Benson is a former champ, but his best days are super behind him. He's overwhelmed as an underdog, but right now he's looking at like a plus 1,300, plus 1,000. That's how big of an underdog he is. Benson Henderson is a good fighter. He's been known to be durable, but in his older age, you can see him get rocked and put out. He doesn't get submitted. He's hard to submit, but he has been submitted in the past, but he scrambles really well. It's in his older age that he's gotten better about not getting submitted. In his older age, he sort of worked on his Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, and he's legit now. He's really, really good. One of the best ones in that room. And yeah, I don't think he gets submitted here. Possibly it could happen, but the thing that I see here is I see Usman Nurmagomedov getting this done by decision. I know a minus 2,000 is supposed to go out there and steamroll someone like Benson Henderson, but I don't see that happening. I mean, Benson Henderson is durable. I know he's older. I see Benson Henderson hanging in there. So we're going to have to look at the overs and unders in this fight, but as of right now, I mean, it's minus 2,000 versus like plus 1,000 or something crazy. Usman Nurmagomedov is going to come out here and probably win this fight. And I just see it being by decision because I know Benson Henderson's tough. He's trained really hard. He's looking at this and being like, hey, this could be my last rodeo to make some really good money. But I know I'm going up against some killers, so I'm going to give it a good shot. But that's what I see. I see Usman Nurmagomedov by decision on Thursday. Again, guys, this thing goes down on Friday. On Friday the 10th. So on Thursday, you guys are going to tune into the write-up because this fight is intriguing and the line is crazy, and I think there's going to be some areas here to play. But good fight. Let's get into your next fight. All right, so let's look into your next fight for this Bellator event. We have Tofik Musayev versus Alexander Chablis. Let's look at the Tofik side first. Tofik's coming in here 20-4. He's a power striker, guys. The guy hits hard, and he's looking to knock you out. He's looking to take that block right off your head, and he can do it. But the best way to beat Tofik, take him down. Make it a wrestling affair. Make him tired. Make sure that those muscles are filled up. Now Tafik knows this, and so he's been working his takedown defense, and he does look pretty good in the gym. But I mean, in this lightweight Grand Prix, you have to be more well rounded. You can be a knockout artist, but looking at Alexander Chablis, I mean, I like Chablis. I think Chablis right here, he's 22-3. He's a good striker. The only issue is that he did recently get a knockout, and in getting that knockout, a lot of the times these guys will believe in their power, and especially if they get frustrated or if they start feeling themselves get a little bit tired, you'll see them veer from the game plan and be like, hold on, I can knock this guy out. I think I can knock this guy out. And then boom, they get hit and out. Tofik is going to be looking to knock Chablis out, and it could happen. But at the end of the day, Alexander's really good with his takedowns. He has really good wrestling, and he has a really good triangle choke. And we know that Tafik is weak when it comes down to some of these chokes on the ground. The thing is you have to be powerful enough to get him down. You have to surprise him. He throws big, and therefore he has openings to be taken down. I see Alexander Chablis taking this fight down. It is 5 rounds, so I can see why the odds makers are making it close. But I like Alexander Chablis wrestling if he's going to come out here and use it, or if he's going to come out here and try to make it a striking affair, it's going to be really close, and Tafik's probably going to get him. Tafik probably is going to hit him with his power, and Chablis is going to go out. So it's very imperative this week that I find out if Alexander's game plan is to go for the wrestling right away. I mean, I see that as the path currently, and he does look good in the gym, and Tafik, it also sees that path. But I want to see how committed Chablis is to that. If he's super committed, then I see a bet coming out for Chablis because I do like his wrestling ability here. But if I see that Chablis is just not there, it's going to be Tofik all day because Tofik can strike. Tofik can knock this dude out. And if he's going to entertain Tofik in that realm, he's going to leave himself open for that knockout. So it's going to be a good fight for this lightweight Grand Prix for sure. Still, let's get into your next fight. All right, so let's get into your next fight for Bellator 292. We have Valentin Moldavsky versus Linton Vassell, and this is coming at you from the heavyweight division. Let's look at Moldavsky's side first. The guy's 31. He has a 75-inch reach. We're talking about Team Fader, somebody that's got decent wrestling, good striking, has a way of he doesn't necessarily knock people out, but he has a way of keeping people at distance and coming in when he needs to, being able to avoid takedowns and getting takedowns himself. This guy does work, and this is actually a rematch. Linton Vassell, he's on a little bit of a roll now, but the guy's 39 years old. He is 6'4". He has this resurgent, and he's beating guys who have a really good wrestling background, and he's doing so by putting hands on people and by taking them down himself. He's surprising some people with the takedowns. In this fight, that's what he's looking to do. He has good takedowns. That's what he wants to do. He wants to take people down and work them on the ground. He used to be a kickboxer. He used to be a guy who had this amazing length and could strike. But nowadays, in his older age, he's embracing the grind of being able to hold someone. But there's a lot of things there. I don't like his gas tank. I don't think he's got a great gas tank. I think he's been getting pretty lucky. And I think Valentin Moldavsky is going to come out here and win this fight. Now, I think he wins it by decision. I can see Moldavsky getting Linton Vassell out there, but if it was like 5 rounds, I could see it happening. It's a 3-round fight. And so I see Linton Vassell probably losing. Now, again, he's gotten older, so I can see where Linton Vassell can get finished a lot easier than before. But Moldavsky's not necessarily known as a big finisher. He's not known as a guy who goes out there and even prioritizes the finish. He goes out there and does work. He knows how to win fights, and that's what he wants to do at the end of the day. So I like him. I like him by decision. Moldavsky by decision. I don't think Linton Vassell, I think his lucky rabbit's foot, I think he leaves at home this time because I don't think he can get lucky one more time. But 4-fight win streak against decent to good guys. I mean, he is showing out, but I think it's short-lived here, and I think Moldavsky wins. But it's gonna be a good fight. Let's get into your next fight. All right, so let's get into your last fight for the main card for Bellator 292 going down this Friday. Don't forget, it's Friday. We have Michael Venom Page versus Gaoti Yamauchi. It's going to be a really good fight, a contrast of styles, really. But let's look at the Michael Venom Page side. Michael Venom Page is 35 years old. It's a lot older than a lot of people think because he did break onto the scene a little bit later. He is tall at 6'3", and he does have a 79-inch reach. He's a karate style but he also has a really great kickboxing background. But you can see the karate stance, the bladed stance, wider, jumping on, constantly hopping, and at the end of the day, in talking to Michael Venom Page, it's a very, very he can capture your gaze. He can capture your attention. He kind of exudes this confidence, and it's very, very like attractive in a way. Like you want to gravitate towards that, hang out with that kind of guy, and he makes you believe like he's ready for anything. Like he's been drilling takedowns left and right, and he's this crazy now wrestler. But I've also seen Michael Venom Page say these things and put it out there, throw out his confidence, and then go out there and get taken down. And so I see Michael Venom Page telling me like he wants to keep this thing standing, and I know he does. And if he does keep it standing, then he has a really good chance of getting a knockout. So that's his path of victory. That's what he sees. He doesn't see himself going to the ground. And if he does, he sees himself popping back up. But Gaoti Yamauchi is a different beast. The guy's 30, 5'10", 74-inch reach. So there's a lot of intangibles that don't necessarily go on the Gaoti Yamauchi side. But Gaoti Yamauchi is a disciple of Lyoto Machida. Now, it's a different kind of karate style. Lyoto Machida does more of a Kenpo karate style. His father really kind of integrated Kenpo and some other techniques to where he also sees this bouncing technique. He sees Gaoti Yamauchi in the gym constantly, in the dojo, in the Lyoto Machida dojo, the Machida dojo. He sees this kind of fight. So he sees this kind of person coming at him. So he got a lot of good work from guys that I was like, is he fighting MVP? Is he sparring with MVP? No. It's a different person. Gaoti Yamauchi did a good job training for this. But at the end of the day, I see Gaoti Yamauchi. The guy has 21 out of 28 fights are all by submission. The guy is a submission guy. He's a BJJ expert. He looks to take you down, and he knows that if he can take you down, he'll go for that. And if he gets you down, he knows he's going to wrap something up. He's going to be looking for arm bars. He's going to be looking for necks. And Michael Venom Page has a very long neck. Michael Venom Page has limbs that he might not realize are being trapped and put into a submission before they actually get put into him. And so I think the fight IQ on the Michael Venom Page side is going to be a little bit of an issue. I've seen him get in some grappling exchanges where he's been doing some of the wrong things, but he's been ironing them out. If he's ready for that night, for that fight, he's going to look pretty good, but I just don't see it happening. I see Gaoti Yamauchi probably coming out here and getting a submission win. That's currently what I see. I know Michael Venom Page is the favorite, and I've bet on Michael Venom Page. Michael Venom Page at one point was our fight of the year in Bellator as an underdog, and he cashed, no problem. It was epic. It was amazing. A lot of people won a lot of money that night. We had really great information. But when it comes down to this, I look at the value. I don't necessarily have all of the data currently. The data that I do have tells me that Michael Venom Page is really confident. He's saying all the right things, but I've seen Gaoti Yamauchi put in the work, and he also has the right background to get this done if he wants to in the first round by submission. So I like Gaoti Yamauchi. I think he's the value side. I think Gaoti Yamauchi by submission, it is viable, and it's there for the taking. Now, I need to get further into it because Michael Venom Page has a way with that confidence of goading fighters into his game. So if he can get Gaoti Yamauchi to be like, hey, let's just stand up. Like, let's do this. Let's see what your karate can do against mine. You say your karate's great, right? I think my karate's better. So let's do this, right? Michael Venom Page has a way of like getting into these opponents' heads. And so Gaoti just stands up for 1 second longer than he needs to. He's going to find himself getting kicked in the face. He's going to find himself getting punched and getting hurt. So if I need to find out that Gaoti Yamauchi has the right head on his shoulders and isn't going to want to give into that kind of game. If I see that, then Gaoti Yamauchi is going to be the pick. As of right now, I totally see him as the value side. Totally see him as the pick. So that's what I got. So that's going to be your Bellator 292 first look preview into the main card. Now, if you guys like this kind of content, be sure to give it a thumbs up and be sure to comment down below surprise, guys. I have a huge surprise coming for you next week from FC. You go ahead and comment down below surprise. Let me know you made it to the end of the video because Friday, March 10th, it's going to be a great day to win, baby. Let's get it.